Alright guys, here's the final variant, last modifications to my PvE version of the Hydra. I did incorporate the fractured glass, okay? My overall area damage has gone crazy. Now, this is a hybrid, okay? So it's still Hydra focused, as I'm about to show you. But Frozen Orb is a big part of it to get more conjurations out and increasing your damage. As you can see, Frozen Orb is not part of my skill set down here. But we're going to do a couple pit runs just to show you an idea of how fast this build is. I'm doing pit runs in anywhere between a minute to minute and 30 seconds, minute and 45 seconds. Really easy, real fun. Let's knock a few out and then we'll go over the changes. As you can see, this is a lot faster than the actual Frozen Orb build. Super fast clear speed, guys. A whole lot of fun. Same thing with Hordes. Hordes gets cleared out so quickly. Tormented bosses, Hell Tides, and because of the mobility of this build, you're just cruising through everything. I've gotten as high as tier 125 so far, but it gets boring, right? I mean, like after like 110, 115, it's like not even fun because of the lack of speed. So it's kind of pointless at that point. But you can still do it. You can still do it. But at that point, you're just, doing it just because. It's really painful to do, 120 plus. It's not fun at all. Right, this is the last demo here. I mean, you can see so far, guys, that this is just insanely fun. So powerful, so fast. Under 2 minutes for sure. I've even gotten close to 1 minute on some runs. Depends on the boss and the map, right? I mean, this is just And Hordes are so much fun. Hordes are so much fun with this setup. All right, let's dive in. I'm updating the link as well. It's going to be in the description. If you saw my PvP video, I am now separating PvP build guides from PvE guides to not confuse anyone. Okay, this one on the on max roll is going to be called Insane Overall Best PvE Balance, so you know where to find it. But let's dive in on the gear and stuff. Okay, so first, always Harlequin crest, same as before. Raiment, right? You have to go with this. This is a no-brainer. For gloves, we want to focus on vulnerable. We want the frozen orb, crowd control, and vulnerable damage on the temper. We're going with ice blades, right, for the aspect. For pants, you want a little bit of damage reduction, right? Warmth, the 4 points of warmth is excellent because everything's on fire, right? So you're healing nonstop. Again, more crowd control, and then focus on the intelligence for your masterworking. For the boots, right? So the main thing about the mobility for this build is being able to evade, teleport nonstop. So having the 21% cooldown, right, and then the attacks reduce evade cooldown. And keep in mind, you're doing so many cooldown skills. You're constantly doing the explosion of 10,000, right, on the boots. So once you teleport everything together, you're blasting them with all those explosions. This is a great pair of boots for this build. You want to get that non-phase. Alright, for the wand and focus. Again, same thing as a PvP. I found that you don't want more than one masterwork to the heads. You don't need it. More heads does not make the build more efficient. As a matter of fact, in this build, I don't even have the extra Hydra, right? Because Frozen Orb is such a key component. You just want to keep blasting, spamming the Hydras, right? You want one in the heads, and then the rest in damage modifiers. So Hydra damage, vulnerable, or damage. This is a heavy crit chance build, right? So you want to get some points in crit chance. Definitely helps out. The aspects are going to be intercom, again, because you don't walk in this build. You're teleporting everywhere. You're getting that 30% multiplicative non-stop. I love it. Same thing here, multiplicative, vulnerable barrier. You have everything's vulnerable at all times, and you have a barrier non-stop. These are the same two rings I have for every build. It's not going to change until Blizzard comes up with something that's better than this combination. There's no other two rings that a source should have at this point, honestly, for pretty much any build. Okay, and then now we're throwing in the fractured glass. So it's made the build very fun, but now we're going to make some changes to the skill tree, obviously, because we're throwing this in here and we got rid of the previous amulet we're using. So let's start from the top. Right, so you want to max out Frozen Orb, and you want to get greater Frozen Orb for that vulnerability, right? Max this out because now your core skills are a key component, and you're always above 50 mana, right? No points in here. 1 point in Flame Shield all the way through to Shimmering, 1 point in Teleport all the way through to Shimmering. Ice Armor all the way through to Mystical. The reason being is you want that 15% increased damage to Frozen. You're going to be freezing a lot of stuff here, especially in Hordes. Max out Hydra, of course, all the way through to Summoned Hydra. So for this build, we don't need Enhanced Blades, and because you're getting the point from Harlequin Crest, you don't need to waste any points at all for this, because you don't really need this, right? So putting points in here is a huge waste. Now this you do need, because stunning everything is kind of critical to the build, right? These things are flying around all the time, and you have like 4 to 6 at any given time, right? So you're stunning everything. You do want that. Obviously max out Conjuration Mastery. You know, a lot of the stuff hasn't changed from the previous variants. Same thing, max out Devouring Blaze, max out Inner Flames. Couple changes, right? We got rid of everything here, and now we're focusing a little bit on some cold damage, right? Because we're basically getting the fire and the cold damage multiplicative, right? So you want to max out Hoarfrost and max out Icy Touch, and then you got your free 4 points here on Warmth. So look at this, you're healing every second by 628, 4% of your life for everything that's burning. So everything's constantly burning around you, so you're healing pretty quickly. It helps with your tankiness. And since you're constantly casting cooldowns, you always have a barrier up. It's a pretty tanky build, and it's a quick build, so you can get out of tight spots. You should never be, with this build, you shouldn't be putting yourself in a position where, you get ganged up on, right? It's very difficult. It's way too fast. Shouldn't be happening. All right, and then we wrap this up with some Asus Ferocity, right? We want that crit strike 100% for Paragon board. So the main difference is, because we are getting so much non-fizz from Racanoths, we no longer need enchanters. So I swapped it out with control, right? Because you're stunning, you're freezing, you're chilling, and then this gives you that multiplicative damage, as well as the increased damage to crowd control. So this is a no-brainer. It's better than the other ones because, remember, you're also stunning, right? So this is a great glyph to put here. Nothing else has changed. Everything else is the same, right? Destruction. Nothing else has changed as far as what we're doing. All right. Pretty straightforward. Yep, everything should be maxed because of Racanoths. It's pretty simple. That's it, guys. Not too many changes. Just now we're just doing a ton more area damage. One thing I will point out, I did lose a little bit of boss killing speed because of this is more of an area damage build, but the loss to the boss tormented boss kill speed is not enough for it to matter. I'm talking a split second, like a second, right? That's how much worse it got. So it's not a huge impact, but because of the area damage increase, it makes it overall better. I feel that it's overall better than my previous versions. So this is a hybrid, right? This is not a full Frozen Orb build or a full Hydra build. It's right in the middle, but with still the focus being Hydra, right? Whereas the Frozen Orb build, you're only getting the base Hydra with the 4 heads. Here you're getting the full, 10-headed Hydra, and you're zipping around, and Frozen Orb is not on your, on the skills that you cast. That's pretty much it, guys. This build is a lot of fun. I'm going to be posting up some pit run videos, some, Hordes. Tell me what you think. All right, I'm going to start making some variants for Season 6 as well, too, coming up. All right, let me know what you think. Drop some comments. Appreciate it. Take care.